Hello, chess family. It's me, National Master Jesse James. It's time for an installment of, well, game reviews. In this one, we're taking a look at Tata Steel 2023, and what we're going to be seeing Fabiano versus Van Foreest. A very nice game in the Russian defense, or Petrov's defense. Here, Black's going to try to keep the game nice and solid, and Fabiano says, no, I want that full point. He's going to push for that win. Here we go. E4, E5, knight F3, knight F6. Like I said before, this is the Petrov defense, or the Russian defense. Knight takes E5, D6. This is known as a very equalizing game here for Black, so it takes a lot of effort here for White to push for that extra win. Knight back to F3. Knight takes on E4, D4, D5. Here you can see that Black is trying to keep this knight in the center over here. Bishop D3, Bishop E6, castles. I love the way that Fabiano plays. Very nice and solid here. F5, Queen E2. You can see that Black's saying, you know what, I might be playing for an advantage here. I'm going to try and keep this knight here as best as possible. Bishop to E7, Knight to E5. And here, well, we're going to go ahead and try to kick this knight away. Black goes ahead and plays knight to D7. Knight takes, queen takes, and now pawn to F3. And here, a surprising move for some. Here, Black goes ahead and castles. Wait a second, can't we take on E4 here? You can, but it doesn't work out too well. With that being said, he goes ahead and plays bishop to F4 here. What's wrong with taking? Well, after F takes on E4, F takes on E4, you see here, all you did was just lose your bishop pair, and you're going to be losing your piece back right away. Here, Black already stands in a better position. With the bishop pair, he's about to win. With that being said, again, he just goes ahead and keeps on developing. Bishop to F4 over here. Bishop to F6. And here, pawn to C3. A very nice and solid pawn structure. Pawn G5 gets played here. Like I said, typically this opening is known for just being very solid and, well, trying to play for a draw for most of the part. But here, Van Foreest is not doing that at all. He's going for the win over here. G5, which I'm sure Fabiano says, yeah, come on, bring it on. Create some weaknesses here, and I'm just going to go ahead and go after you. Bishop E5, knight to D6. Pawn to F4 over here, really stapling in this bishop right here. Very weird. Most of the time you'll see that knights are the ones who are in the center, but this bishop actually proves himself to be pretty worthwhile. Pawn to G4 gets played. Knight to A3, rook over to E8. Knight C2, bishop back to D8, rook to D1, pawn C6, and knight to E3. After the dust is kind of settled over here, you see that here, well, this knight's looking pretty nice here, looking at attacking some pawns. This knight is more than welcome to come over here to E4, although I'm pretty sure it'll be just chomped off right away if that happens. And then we can strike toward the center. That's why this rook to D1 move was being played. All right, here comes Black. Pawn to B5, pawn to A4, attacking on the pawn structure. B takes on A4, and queen C2. Here again, like I said, C4 ideas are all in the air, and maybe it was something like just taking on C6, on A4 is easy enough. H5 got played. King to H1, A3, B takes A3, knight C4, and then here, well, here I'm pretty sure he saw the idea. Bishop takes on C4, D takes on C4, King to G1, H4, and, well, White to move and win some material. Let's see if you can find the move that, well, this GM missed. Not Fabiano, though. All right, hopefully you push pause. Hope you tried to figure it out. Here was White to move and win a pawn, and here he does not even glance about it. He goes ahead and plays knight takes on G4, and Black plays bishop to D5. What was wrong with F takes on G4? Well, of course, Black is not going to make this big a mistake by getting checkmated over here in one move. Here you can see that the king is already surrounded and there's nowhere to run, so the queen must go ahead and block right here. Queen takes on G7. As fun as that would be, this is not a bullet game over here. So bishop to D5 got played, and, well, the knight just jumps back over here to E3. Bishop to E4 got played. Queen over to E2, and this was a purposeful move because, well, here he's more than happy to do the sacrifice. And, well, Black said, why not? I'm already in a bad position, and he plays it. Bishop to D3. White's very happy here. He's going to be getting his pawns, plus some very strong pieces here. Rook takes, pawn takes, queen takes, rook to E6 here. Here, White has a very pleasant advantage at plus 2.5, saying you're basically up 2 pawns and a half. And, well, what's the winning plan here? Well, White's going to be trying to push these pawns down the board. Here, we're going to be getting a passed pawn. And, well, White's pieces are all very active here. Unfortunately for Black, well, his pieces are not active at all. These rooks are being trapped behind the pawns. And, well, the best Black can try to do here is maybe trade off. If you do that, though, instead of having one passed pawn, you have to deal with 2 passed pawns. So not a very good idea at all. Here, rook B1 got played. Hopefully no one fell for the knight takes F5 idea here, as Black can play queen to H7 and, pin it and win it here. Here, Black is just winning. Of course, you can't play G4. En passant over here, and now you're going to be losing your piece. All right, well, back to the game. Rook B1 got played here. rook to g6, rook to b8, queen f7, c4, past pawns must be pushed, and here they come. Pawn to c5, and here, well, we're just going to go ahead and take this pawn and say thank you. Of course, something like d5 can get played, but now there's some very nice blockades here on the dark squares, and you can see that this pawn can't be pushed forward so easily. I'm pretty sure Fabiano had already calculated mostly all these ideas, as the pawns will be undoubled very soon. Bishop to e7, rook to b7, not wanting to make the trade right away, and of course pinning. The bishop cannot take on c5 unless they want to lose their queen. Queen to e6, rook to c7, holding everything together. Rook c8, and well, forced trade here, that's okay. Rook takes, queen to d5 check, king over to f8, and here he comes, bishop to d6. Here we want the trade to happen because when we're going to have these good pawns over here. Plus f5 is very weak here. The advantage has been pushed. Now we're at a plus 7 right here. A rook and 2 pawns up, almost equaling a queen. All right, black played queen e6, saying, hey, can we make some trades? Again, I'm sure Fabiano is very, very happy at this point, saying, yes, we can. Queen takes, rook takes, knight takes on f5. Now another pawn down. The transition is not too hard at this point, even forcing the trade here, which is going to undouble the pawns. Bishop takes, pawn takes, rook check, king up. Rook c1 here saying, hey, can't I just win this pawn over here? You can try, but it won't work out too well for you. Here, king e3 just gets played. And while black plays king to e8. Of course, if you played rook takes on c4, d7 gets played, and now you see that, well, they made a very nice barrier here with the knight and the pawn. And of course, the rook can't get behind the pawn, and it can't get to the side of it. So here with just queen. So very good technique here by Fabiano. King to e8 gets played. King to d4. And, well, rook to c2. And after this move, black just resigns. What do you play here? Simple chess. Of course, don't worry about these pawns at all. Here we're just going to push the pawn forward to c5, and these pawns are just going to run forward with the king coming in behind it. Of course, these rook checks won't do too much over here. We could just play something like king e4, king e5, and, well, if they keep trying to check you, I'm pretty sure we can deal with something like knight to d4, here just blocking, and again allowing the pawns to be pushed forward. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this game. We'll see you in the next one.